All right. Good morning, Saturday Academy on Saturday, January 30th of 2021.
Good morning, Ms. Canella.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Canella.
Good morning. Thank you to the 30 students that decided to wake up super early on their Saturday to start their day off with me by practicing math. Can start it any other better way from our homes, right? From my home to your home, from community to your homes, right? As they say on the Spartan News. Anyways, I hope that you guys were able to get to the event yesterday from 3 to 5 o'clock. I know that I was there for some time and I saw some of you guys there. So if you were there, great. Who just entered right now? If you were there, great. If you weren't there, you missed out on a good time. Someone just entered Borders. Cameras need to be on because there's a lot of you here and there's only one of me. So today, let me tell you what's going to happen. Today, we are going to review certain questions from your interim assessment that was taken on Thursday, this past Thursday. When I present this screen in a second, you're going to see the question with the topic and the percent that the whole entire sixth grade got. I am not going to review every question, but the expectation is the problems that I review are to be written down in your notebook because you will have an exit ticket that will assess the same skill to measure the level of growth, what we had before, what we had on the test, and now what we have now to make sure that we grow. Are we clear? So again, first and last name need to be in the chat. If your first and last name is not in the chat, unfortunately, I cannot give you credit. Here we go. You're going to start doing that in class now. Let's get started. So in our Saturday school, here's the lesson. It was posted, Stephen Melendez and Justin Bodo. So hold on. Stephen M, Justin B. We have the two Justins. Okay, another one. Jean Carlos. Okay, Jean. All right, so as I was saying, oh my goodness, there's Mariama. Okay. We're at, I don't know, 35 now. Okay, so let's go here. Let's click on annotator. You're going to see what I'm talking about in a minute. Again, we are not going over every problem. I am only targeting certain questions. Again, I'm only targeting certain questions to be reviewed today. So please pay attention to the ones I review. Okay. So Haley, I'm going to ask if you, Haley, when I put a box around his, if you can read today's learning target for math, for Saturday school, please, right here with the pink box.
Learning target. I can learn from my mistakes, misconceptions that happen on my math term assessment. Number 2 on Thursday, January 28th, 2021, by solving the problems.
Okay, so the first question, this is what you guys saw. Distributed property, right? You had to use the box method to distribute. 75.6% of the entire sixth grade got that right, so I wrote no review. Question 2, equations with like terms. Okay, we only got 64.1% correct of the entire sixth grade, which means we need to review this. So I'm going to ask a question, and I need you to type it in the chat. So I'm going to ask Justin to read the question. Sorry, not Justin. Joseph, you're going to read the question 2 for us. Only read the question.
This is question 2. Which quantity would go in the blank to make the equation below true?
Can you read the equation that's presented on the screen?
X plus 2x plus blank equals 5x.
Okay. So the rest of you guys, as Joseph answers this in a second, I need you to type in the chat. What do you do when there's no coefficient? Joseph, give them a second to type it in the chat. So when there's no coefficient, what number do we put in front? Please type in the chat now. No coefficient. All right, so Joseph, what do we do? Because that was one of the problems.
No coefficient. You put a 1 in front of the x.
Okay, wait. But you put a 1 in front. Okay, this was where the misconception was. Now, Joseph, you're gonna help us solve this problem. So this is what we have. We have X plus, and you're gonna have an exit ticket like this, plus question mark equals 5X. What is the next step in this question, Joseph?
We have to add the 1x to the 2x. We all know that equals 3x.
Okay, 1x plus 2x plus, keep going.
We have to find out which term we should add to the 3x to make it 5x. Well,
Okay.
and that's where they're trying to trick you.
Aha. You know where the kids made a mistake, Joseph. Right? 1x plus 2x, he says, is 3x. 3x plus something is equal to 5x. What does that have to be, Joseph?
2x.
Mm-hmm.
And yet
Why?
people were trying to trick you into thinking
Uh-huh.
it's A because you already know that 3 plus 2 is 5. But there's a secret to this, that there's no coefficient after the 2. So it can't be an answer.
Beautiful. Does everyone see what I just did here and what Joseph just did? Does everyone see how the pink box became a 2x? Right? You're going to remember, put a 1 in front as Joseph said. Then you're going to combine your like terms, right? So I'm going to write over here. Here you're combining. Let me put this up here. You're going to combine the like terms. Combine means they have the same variables. Same variables. Okay, this is very important. I highly suggest you write this down, even if you think you know it. Clearly, only 64% of the 6th grade got it right, so we need to review it. That's what that means. Okay, I worked really hard to write this lesson last night. It took me a long time.
Can you not erase it?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to leave it up for about 2 minutes. Not even. That's not allowed. Can what?
You can also subtract 3x minus 5x and you still get your answer.
Yes, who said that?
Me,
Who's me?
Jason.
Yes, Jason. So Jason is saying that you could have done 5x from 3x and you would have gotten 2x as the answer. Thank you, Jason. That is correct. I wanted to see if someone had another way. Thanks, Jason. So you would pick 2x. All right? I'm only screenshotting what we had to review today. Again, we're not reviewing every problem. Monday, in the office hours, we will review the other questions that we don't go over today. So I suggest you come. We'll review that plus inequalities. All right. Going to move on to the third problem. The third problem, which was the distributive property, and then combining a negative 2x, got an 84.6%. So that clearly does not need a review. Okay? The next question, combining like terms with the distributive property. We only got 51.3% of the entire 6th grade got it right. So we need to review that. Okay, I would write the percent scores next to it. This is all 6th grade classes. This is what you guys did. So Angie A, when you get a moment, can you please read this problem number 4? Again, we're only reviewing the questions that were under a 75%. Angie A, this one's for you to read.
Which pair of expressions is equivalent for any variable value greater than 0?
So Angie, when we look at question A, what do we notice?
There's
What do you see? There's what are these things called? Per parentheses, right? How do we remove the parentheses? What do we do? What method are we going to use?
We're going to use the box method.
Good. Right away, when you see parentheses, you think one of two things, either PEMDAS or box method, the distributive property. So now, Angie, we got to remove the parentheses, right? We got to remove this to get something that's equal to the right side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do this?
So 3x times x is 3x. And 3 times 2 is 6 plus 6.
Okay. So now we have 3x plus 6. And we have 3x plus 2. So now, is 3x plus 6 and 3x plus 2 equivalent? If this is 3x plus 6 now, so we have 3x plus 6. Is this the same as 3x plus 2?
No.
So we're going to write no. Does everyone see what we did? This is a no-go. It has to be equivalent, means the same. Does that make sense? Guys, if your camera's off, I'm putting you in the weight room. I'm not taking this. So now you go in the weight room. I don't have time for these games. All right. Let's look at question B, Angie. That's pretty straightforward. We don't really need to make a box. We got 4D plus 2E and 8D plus E. Are those equivalent? 4D and 8D, is that the same exact number?
No.
Okay, so we're going to write no, right? Okay, so we're going to write no because we don't have the same coefficients. We have the same variables. There's D and E, but they do not have the same, so that's a no-go. Let's look at choice C. This is where a lot of you guys got tripped up. This is where you got stuck. So again, I'm not going over every problem because we had some late arrivals, okay, for those that maybe missed the beginning of the speech. So this is C. Okay, we have in this problem, I'm going to make a line in the center of my box. Okay, this is what we got. I'm going to write now F plus F plus F plus G. Okay, and then on this side, we have 3FG. What did Joseph say to do when there's no coefficient? What number did we put there?
A 1.
A 1. So I'm going to take my pencil, or whatever I'm writing with, I'm going to put a 1F, a 1F, a 1F, and a 1G. Now, Angie, what is the same here? What can I combine?
The F's, the 1F's.
Good. How many F's are there?
3.
And how many G's are there?
1.
So 3F and what? What sign goes in between?
3F and 1G.
And means add. This is 3FG. What operation is that? This is where we got stuck.
Multiplication.
Good. So this means multiplication. So now my question to you is, Angie, is 3F plus 1G in black and green the same as 3FG in red?
No.
No. So clearly we know that it cannot be A, B, C, but we're going to prove why it has to be D. Does this make sense so far? Okay. So clearly it's none of these three. And obviously we know it has to be D, but we got to show why it's D. This is the problem. This is where we made a mistake. Let's see if Angie can do it. Go ahead, Angie.
Okay, so
I believe in you. You got this, girl.
there is B plus 3C.
Okay.
So when there is no
Coefficient.
coefficient, you put a 1.
Okay.
So we can put 1 in the 2B's.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2B's, so we're going to put 2B
Okay, so this becomes 2B plus what?
plus 3C.
Look on the other side. What do we have?
2B plus 3C.
So are they equivalent?
Yes.
Everyone see why it's D? Anyone have any questions? Ask me now. Okay. I'm kind of surprised on the next question. Number 5. Emma, I'm going to ask for you to read it. You must turn these notes in today. Even if you came a few minutes late, you're still responsible for getting them. I gave an extension to turn the notes in for today. Get Emma. Number 5.
Can you move it down a little bit? Rosa has a goal of running a total of 100 miles this month. Each day she ran 5 miles, which expression used to determine how many miles she has left.
Okay. So Emma, when you see the word left, what operation is left? That's the first part.
Subtracting.
Okay, great. So we're going to write this down that we need to know when we see the word left means subtraction. Now, let's break this expression apart. Emma, what is the total amount of miles? Ooh, I feel an echo. I hear myself echoing. Someone's lagging. Who's lagging?
Total amount of miles is 100.
Someone's lagging.
No,
Okay. Here we go. There is 100 miles. Jason, I want to hear from you, bud, because you've been quiet. How many total miles are there? We're going to write what we know from the problem like you do in ELA, right? What do we know? The total miles is how much?
100 miles.
Okay, so total miles, stay right there, don't go on mute, is 100. Do we follow that? Now we go back to the next question. She ran 5 miles per day. How do we write 5 miles per day in algebra? What is the word per preparation? Per.
Multiply.
Yes. So now that you got, Jason, you got the total miles and the 5 miles per day, and we know that the word left means subtraction, what is this expression for this problem? Because Emma's having some internet issues. Help her out. What do we do with the 100? Are we adding or subtracting if left means subtraction?
we're subtracting, so
Subtracting.
So what answer should we pick?
A.
A.
Okay, 100 minus 5D. Does everyone see what we did here? Does anyone have any questions on how we got A? Because again, this was only a 59% in all the entire 6th grade. So that's a problem that we have to address now that we did. You must be copying this and you must submit it. You will definitely see another question. The questions that we already reviewed, which were 2, you will have an exit ticket on all the problems we reviewed. They'll be the same concept, but different numbers. All right, let's look at question number 6. Let's have Nia Myers. Are you able to read question 6? Okay, can you read question 6? It's Kem and Tammy. We only got a 48.7% correct in the entire 6th grade.
Ken and Tammy are making necklaces. Ken makes 25 necklaces.
Freeze.
10 and more necklaces.
Hold on, wait, Nia, hold on. Kem and Tammy are making necklaces. Is that important? Should we keep
Yeah.
it? It's important? Are there any important numbers in the first sentence?
No.
So we're gonna cross it out. Read the next sentence.
Ken makes 25 necklaces.
Freeze. How many necklaces did Ken make?
25. Fires or floods.
Okay, 25. Keep going. Dissect the next sentence.
Tammy makes M more necklaces than Ken.
This
Which
is,
expression says the total number of necklaces Ken and Tammy made?
all right, this is where you all had trouble. Because that's why you got 48.7% correct on your interim assessment.
So
Tammy makes M more necklaces than Ken.
Ken and flooding.
Tammy, ooh.
Ken and Tammy. So Tammy made 25 necklaces too.
But it says she makes 25 more than Ken.
So 20. It's going to be 25. Then the expression will be 25 plus 25m.
You guys agree with her or disagree? Haley, you have your
No,
hand.
not 25 plus. Wait.
This is what you said, 25 plus m. I wrote what you said.
No, 25 plus 25m.
Oh. Okay. I didn't hear. See, I misunderstood you. Perfect. That was a trick one because most students would pick A, but this was a question that New York State wrote. And when I did this question at first, I thought it was A, but I went through their explanation. And the reason why it's B is because she's making more than that person. It was a trick reading question. So this would be answer choice. Let me say B as in boy, guys, okay? You are responsible to submit these notes. This is proof that you were here. Again, that was at a 48.7% of the entire sixth grade got that question correct. So clearly we needed to review. And I already know that the misconception was because we didn't read carefully more than, hence that is why a lot of students picked A. Yet, but I'm still trying to figure out why people picked C. I can't really figure that out. Does anyone know why someone would pick C? 25 plus M? What did they not read?
That Tammy makes more, so it has to be 25 plus 25m. As a question.
So,
They didn't read when it said Ken made 25 necklaces.
there you go. Perfect. The two of you got it together, but you nailed it on the head. Got it? Because Ken made 25. So you have to add Ken's to Tammy's. Make sense? All right. Question number 7. Unfortunately, I don't have to go over that one because 71.8% of the sixth grade got this right, where you had to simplify the ratio. So when you did the 15 over 60, obviously everyone was almost 3/4 of the class was able to tell me it was 71.8. Alan, wake up and write this down, please. This is why we're here. I don't know why cameras are off. So now I'm going to put you people in the weight room and take a picture of that so I can send it to your parents. Real time. I'll see you in the weight room. Okay. If you need to tell me something, then you need to type it in the chat right now.
Miss Canella,
Yes.
for this question, you're gonna have to divide 60 and 15.
Is that Hazel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, but we're not going to go over that because we got over what we needed. We're going to not go over this one because we got 71.8% correct as well. We're going to go over number 9 though. Hazel, can you read this one? Because only 65.4% of the sixth grade got it correct, so we need review on it. Hazel, can you read this one?
A bakery made 9 cakes using 3 bags of flour. The bakery used the same relationship between cakes made and the amount of flour used to make all of their cakes. Which tables of values show the relationship between the numbers of cakes and the bakery makes
All right, so let's
to the number of bags of flour?
All right, so let's figure this out together. Hazel, you ready? So I'm going to use C for cake, which is in pink. I put anything with cake in pink. And I'm going to use the blue for F for flour. So Hazel, before we start figuring out the answer, what must we find here first? What's it called when we find out how much one is? You just said it before.
How much flour they have?
We have to find the what? Look at purple. I typed it in
The
purple.
unit rate.
Good. How do we find the unit rate? What operation? How do we find the unit rate, guys?
By dividing.
By dividing. What are we going to be dividing? Good. Hazel, what do we divide? Cakes by what?
Bag of flour.
Flour.
Good. We're going to divide cake. Hold on. Cake by, let's go one step at a time. Flour. Okay, Hazel, now take over. How much cake is there, Hazel? Alan, you got to wake up, okay? How much flour is there? How much cake is there, Hazel? Somebody
There's
help.
9 cakes.
9. Okay. How much flour is there? What does it say in the word problem?
There's 3 flours.
What is 9 divided by 3 now?
3.
Okay. 3 over what? What does the denominator have to be? 1, right? A unit rate is always
Yeah,
on
because 1 times 3 equals 3.
Good. So we know that the unit rate now is 3 cake for 1 flour. Make sense? Now, if I have 2 flour, how much cake do I have?
6.
Good. If I have 9 flour, 9 cakes, sorry. If I have 9 cakes, how much flour do I have? 1, 2,
3.
3. If I have 4 flour, how much cakes do I have?
12.
And then if I have 5 flour, how much cake?
18.
18 or
I mean
15?
15.
Okay, so now let's go to the table. We have to find a table that matches this work that's going to have a star on it. So looking at A, 1 cake, 3 flour. This says 3 cake, 1 flour. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, let's go look at C. C says 7 cake, 1 flour. Is that, do we have any of those numbers in our problem?
No.
So I don't
No,
really
we
know
can't
why people pick
add
this. Look at D. 1 cake, 7 flour.
See.
It's B
Okay, why is it B? Explain to me.
because it has 9 cakes and 3 flours. I mean 3 bags of flours.
What about, keep going. What about,
And then there's 3 cakes, 1 bag of flour. 6 cakes, 2 bags of flour. 12 cakes, 4 bags of flour, and 15 cakes and 5 bags of flour.
does everyone see why it's B? This table matches exactly what we just did. Hazel helped us out. Nia picked her answer. Do we see that now? Is this coloring helping you? Okay, because this is where a lot of students went wrong. A lot of students were picking A because they didn't read. Yes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is correct, but you didn't read carefully because you're rushed. You didn't take your time. This was the distractor. So A, I'm going to write, is the distractor answer. Due to poor reading, due to not reading carefully. That is why a lot of students picked A. Does that make sense? That is why they picked A. Okay, we're gonna move on because I'm starting to run. This one, number 10, which was the times over seconds, we got 85.9%, so we don't need to review what I wrote. But we do need to review question 11 because only 59% of the entire 6th grade got this right. So Mariama, can you read question 11? I did this with unit 1, with the interim number 1. I reviewed only questions that were scored low. Everyone should be awake. Everyone should be writing because I expect to see all of you, which are 47 students. I should expect to see notes by the end of today.
Debno has 6 teaspoons of salt. The ratio of teaspoons to tablespoon is 3 to 1. How many tablespoons of salt does Debno have?
So how would you tackle this problem? I color-coded it for you. Who just entered now? Oh, okay. What should we create here? I don't know if the student is here today. So I'm gonna make, what's this called? What's that called? What's this called? A table, right?
chart?
A chart, yeah. What's the first unit I'm comparing? A teaspoon to what?
Tablespoon.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually color code it. Like, let me see something here. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna write here, teaspoon, and we're gonna write over here, we're gonna say table spoon, right? The teaspoons are the smaller one, the tablespoons are the larger ones. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the color that we have. Let's fill in what we know. There are 3, we're looking at this sentence, right? This one. There are 3 teaspoons, 3 goes with teaspoons. 3 teaspoons, and the 1 goes with the tablespoons for 1 tablespoon. Mariama, can you finish it? How many teaspoons So what is here? If I have 6 tablespoons, let me make this blue. If I have 6 tablespoons, Mariama, how do we go from 3 to 6? How do we go from here to here? What do we do?
Add 3.
Add 3 or times 2?
Time 2.
Okay. So if I multiply here by 2, guess what I got to do from here to get to this circle?
Multiply by 2.
Okay? When you multiply 1 times 2, what is the result now?
2.
So 2 what?
2 tablespoons.
Is for how many teaspoons? Let's be specific.
2 teaspoons for 6 no, 2 tablespoons for 6 teaspoons.
Yes, 2 tablespoons are needed for 6 teaspoons of salt. Does everyone see that? Now, I'm going to go grab something out of my drawer to show you. Okay, so I'm going to get you this. Watch. Okay, so look at this. Just give me a second. There's a lot of students. Okay, so there are 6 teaspoons. Everyone look here. Look at me. 6 teaspoons make up 2 tablespoons. 6 of these make up 2 of these. Does that make sense? Does everyone see that? 2 of these make up 6 of these. Yes? Okay. This question, part to whole, we got 82%, so clearly we don't need to go over it. Same with the next question, part to whole, we got the same percentage. The unit rate, we got 80.1%, so we don't have to go over that. But the PEMDAS problem, number 15, needs some review. So we should go over how to do number 15, because we only got a 71.8% correct. So let's have Joelle. Joelle, can you please read me this problem?
Wait, which Joel?
You, Mr. Joel Abria Lugo, you.
What is the value of the expression below? 2. You gotta add.
Wait,
4 to
before you solve it, what should you use first?
the PEMDAS,
Okay, tell me what each letter stands for. Reason.
parentheses, exponents, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Wait, addition and subtraction.
You forgot something.
Oh, division.
Now, before you go any farther, I need to let you know something. Multiplication and division go together when we're doing PEMDAS, okay? You read them from left to right, whatever comes first. Addition and subtraction go together. Now, Joelle, I'm going to rewrite this expression. I'm going to use pink. I'm going to rewrite it so I could see it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All I'm doing is copying the question again. Now, Joelle, according to PEMDAS, which is here, the algorithm, which is this, right? This whole thing that I just wrote down that you said. What do I do first in PEMDAS? What is the first step I should take care of? What is the first letter?
Parentheses.
Okay, so let's do what's in the parentheses. Now,
4.
what is, yep.
That,
Okay.
that is 5 to the second power.
So 4 squared is equal to what?
8.
Nope. How do I
Wait,
write it? Yeah, 4 times 4. That's the misconception. 4 times 4, we're going to write every step out. Plus 1, do not do this in your head. Bracket.
17.
Okay, now on the next line, you're going to have the third line. The third line, if you notice, I'm going step by step. 2 bracket 3. Joelle said now this is 17 because that is 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 1 gives them 17. Does everyone understand how we got 17 so far? Okay, so now I got the parentheses. Now I got to do my exponents. Before I do that, I need to combine this, right? Because it's still in the parentheses, correct? Joelle?
Yeah.
So 2 bracket 3 times 17, bracket exponent. What's the exponent? What does 2 to the third mean?
2 times 2 times 2 is
Good. Good. 2 times 2 times 2 is how much? If I had to bring that together, if I had to combine those like terms. I see people writing. Good. So now this becomes 8 minus. Remember, now we do multiplication. We go in order from left to right. So we got to do 2 times 17 to remove the parentheses, which gives me what?
51.
Good. And then we're going to multiply that by 2. So now we did the multiplication. There is no division. There is no addition. We're going to multiply first, then subtract. So let's take care of that now. I don't know if this color is going to work. What's 2 times 51?
102.
Can everyone see this orange? Minus 8. Now I subtract.
94.
94. Okay, 94. Does everyone see how we arrived at 94, which is answer choice C as in cat? Anyone have any questions on this problem? Again, this was only a 71.8%, which wasn't horrible, but I wanted to go over it because people asked. So there will not be a question like this on the independent practice or the exit ticket because you scored over 70% as a whole 6th grade. Just a reminder, guys, please try to be here at 9 because when you come in late, you're missing a lot because I already went over what we needed to do. So I'm going to start by erasing over here. You're going to have to go back to the lesson to get it if you came in a little late to make sure your notes match what I did. Again, I did not go over every problem. I only went over the problems that had a lower score that were under a 70. That's what I went over today. So you will see some problems that said review or now review. I only reviewed the problems that had the word review, just like I did on the first interim with you. Okay, let's look at number 16 needed help. Only 57.7% of the entire 6th grade got this correct. So Anaya, can you be kind enough to read problem 16 for us, please? Anaya Moda?
Okay. The volume V of n cubed with the side length can be determined using the formula V equals S3. What is the volume cubic centimeters or cube with the
Oh,
side
our
length
internet's
of
really bad.
23 centimeters?
All right. Emily, can you please pick up and reread the problem since the internet was not so great? How's your internet this morning? Or Abigail? Emily, can you try? Emily Dennis?
The volume V of any cube with a side length S can be determined using the formula V equals S to the 3rd power. What is the volume in the cubic centimeters of a cube with a side length of 2.3 centimeters?
So Emily, tell me something that you know here. What do we know here? Do we know the formula? Somebody talk to me. Do we know the volume formula? Yes, Daniel. Do we know the volume formula, Daniel? Flores, you had your hand up. Abigail, do we know the volume formula? Abigail?
Yes, we do.
Whoever said yes, we do. Please don't write on my screen. That's who's JH? I blocked you. Erase it now. Thank you. What is the volume formula, Adam? It says it right in the problem. V equals what?
5, 3.
S. Thank you, Nia. So number 1, we're going to write the formula. Now that I have the formula, what do I got to do? Who thinks they know? What's step 2 say? What are we replacing? Substitute what? What is the S?
Substitute.
I wrote it for you. What does step 2 say?
Substitute 2.3 for S.
Okay, so now we're going to write V equals, instead of S, what number do I replace it by? It says it right here. What number is that?
2.3.
How many times am I writing 2.3 if it's to the 3rd power?
3 times.
Are we adding or multiplying?
Multiplying.
Good, because you know what happened on your test? What do you think kids did with this 2.3? Do you think they multiplied or added? They added it. You have to multiply. This exponent tells you how many times to multiply the base. Got it? Now that we did step 2, what would step 3 be? Step number 3, what are we going to do now? Solve by multiplying, yeah? And you got a calculator, correct? So I know that there were 11 students that earned 100 on this test. So I know what they did. I'm going to tell you what these kids did. They're going to do V equals 2.3 times 2. I'm going to show you what they did. Times 2.3. They used a calculator. They said, well, they said we can use a calculator, right? So I'm going to punch all these numbers in my calculator, and I get 12.167, which is D as in dog. That's the final answer to number 16. Anyone have any questions on that problem? This is going to be up. Okay, I'm going to have to now show you your independent practice. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to write this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, I'm going to now show you what the independent practice looks like because it just got opened. I just opened it. I just scheduled it. So it is now 9:42. You're going to have 18 minutes to complete this. You're going to type your class you're in. We just did a question. Remember, when there's no N, you put a 1 in front. So Adam, real quick, help me out. What is N equal? N plus 3N plus what is 6N? 1N plus what?
3N equals 4.
1N plus 3N equals 6N
plus 2N.
4. Yeah.
So the 2N is the question mark.
Yeah.
Got it? Circle
Yeah.
2N. Moving on. I've got to do this quick. Okay, how do we do number 3? Who's doing it? I just modeled it. Nathan, which pair of expressions is equivalent for any variable greater than 0? What do we have to do to get rid of the parentheses?
You have to
What property? Starts with a D. The
division.
what's 4 times H? 4H plus 4 times 2, guys.
8.
Is 4H plus 8 the same as 4H plus 4?
No.
No. What about this? 3S plus 5U and 3S plus 6M. Are they the same?
No.
What do you do here? J plus J plus J plus B. How many J's are there? No, because it's 3J plus 1B. Is that the same as 3BJ? No. Why is this correct, Nia?
Because there's 2 R's and 3 Y's, and so 2R plus 3Y.
Good. So you should have selected the bottom answer for number 3. Moving on. Number 4, we just did a question like this, but the question had 100 miles. The same thing, it just says left. When you think of left, what operation is that? Left is what operation?
Subtraction.
Okay, awesome. So clearly you're going to pick A. Good. Let's move on. Next one, number 5. We just did a question like this with Abigail. Well, it actually had Ken and Temmie, but here we have Abigail and Emma. So it's the same exact concept. What is the answer? We just did this.
At the end.
Thank you. Number 6, how do we find the unit rate? How do we find unit rate? Divide. So you're going to divide $30 by 10. You get how much? $3 by 10 is how much money?
0. Okay.
0.30.
Good, 30 cents. Moving on. Number 7, we just did this question. I just showed you with the real life example in my hands. Now, we're going to make a quick table. I'm going to say TEA is teaspoons. TAB is table, right? T and table, okay? Teas. Now we're going to go back to the word problem. 12 teaspoons. How many? Wait a minute. Yeah, we want to know this number if we know that the ratio is 2 to 6. How do we get from 3 to 6? How do we get from 6 to 12? Sorry. Huh?
Times 2.
Thank you. So if I multiply here by 2, what do I do here? Multiply 2 and I get 4. The answer would be 4.
All right, cool. T table. Let's do this.
You would get 4. We just showed you. Number 8, you're going to tell me why you came. Even though I earned a 16 out of 16, I still attended to practice. Nobody in here got a 16 that I know of. So no one should be typing this answer in. I attended because I didn't do so well in my interim assessment and I needed to practice. That's why a lot of people are here. Okay, if you got like a 10 or higher, you did okay. How many points do you think you got? That's what you're doing.
Miss Canella, can you go back to question 2? I didn't really understand.
Number 7? Number
No,
7?
number 2.
Number 2 on the independent?
So it could be either number 3.
Okay, so what you're going to do here, Hazel, right? You have to know when there's no number in front or coefficient, you put a 1. So 1n is the same as just n. So 1n plus 3n plus some number plus something, it's an algorithm, is equal to 6n. I have to now put together what's the same, meaning what is a like term? A like term has the same variables. 1n and 3n have the same letter or variable, so I add them to get 4n. 4n plus what number is equal to 6? Jason said you can subtract 6n from 4n and you get 2n. Or if you're at 4, how much more until you get to 6? Well, you're at 4, 5, 6. You need 2 more. So this question mark would be 2n. Hazel, does that make sense?
Can you do question 3?
Again?
Yeah, thanks.
Who's asking that?
Haley.
The answer was D.
Can you explain why, Joelle?
No, I forgot why.
Okay, so let's look at it. So Haley, we have to multiply 4h. We have to get rid of the parentheses by using the box method. This, remember? Right? So 4, and we have an h plus 2 here, Haley. What's 4 times h, Haley? You asked for it, so now you're going to answer the question. What's 4 times h?
4H.
Okay, and what's 4 times 2?
8.
So is 4h plus 8 the same as 4h plus 4?
Yep.
4h
Wait,
plus
no.
8
No.
is not the same. They both have a 4h, but they don't have the same constant after. So this is a no-go.
So they don't have the
3s and 5u, 3s and 6m. Well, yes, they both have a 3s, but they don't have the same variable after. So this is a no-go. There are 3 j's in the orange. 3j plus, there's only 1b. So 3j plus 1b is not the same as 3jb because I said in the class that this means addition, that means multiplication. And then here, Nia said that there's 2 r's and there's 3 y's. So clearly it has to be the bottom answer because 1r plus 1r is 2r And 1y plus 1y plus 1y, or y plus y is 3y. Does that make sense now? Okay,
Yes.
so what I would like is I would like you guys, once you're done with this, turn your notes in. Before you leave my class, because you still have 10 minutes, I need everyone to type. So what I need you guys to do is this, okay? I can't reset any scores. It only allows me to do it once they updated the system, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So what I want you guys to do is on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate this review of the math interim assessment and why? So I want you to explain. I rate this math review assessment a blank because. So I want you to write, look at my question, on a scale of 1 to 10, when you're done submitting your notes, which should be very quick and easy, how do you rate this review of the math interim assessment and why? I rate this math assessment a blank because. So Nia says, I rate this review a 10 out of 10 because I was confused with some questions and you broke it down for me to understand. A 10 because it helped me understand the questions I did not understand on the test. I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand the problems that I didn't get correct. Great. Isabella, I give this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand my mistakes and now I will know what to do next time. Great. That's the whole point. So I only got a few responses. I picked the wrong answer for what I did on my test, but tell me what you rate it. I rate this a 10 out of 10, Abigail, because it helped me get the questions I didn't get correct. Natalie, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I understand more of the lesson and what I got wrong. Everyone should be having a response. Once you're done writing your quick 2-sentence response, send the notes in. Hazel, oh wait, Ian, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because of yesterday's test. It was hard, but going over it, I understood better. I rate this a 9 out of 10 because now I understand more. On the next assessment, I will do even better. That's right. Adam, I rate this a 10 out of 10. It helped me understand my problems that I got wrong, and it helped me review. Haley, I review this a 10 out of 10 because now these notes can help me do better on a harder test or the next one. Perfect. Joseph, I rate this review a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand the problems at a more obvious angle. Ooh, I like that. Stephen C, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I was confused with one question and now I know strategies. So if I get the same question, I can get it right or something similar. Caleb, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because on some I was having struggles on how to get answers. And because of this review, I understand what I got wrong and what I did and what I should do next time. Perfect. Perfect. I rate this a 10 because it helped me understand what I did wrong and you broke it down for me. Thank you. And Atlin, make sure you submit the notes because I need to see the proof that you were here. Joelle, I rate this lesson a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand with PEMDAS. Yeah. Emma, I rate this lesson a 10 out of 10 because I need an answer. I have to go. Okay, go ahead, Abigail. Kevin, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand what I got wrong on the test. Santos, Isaiah, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me with the questions I didn't understand. Chidozi, a 10 out of 10 because I understand coefficients more now than I did and I could do well on the test. It showed me how to do them properly. That was the point, right? I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand better, so I'm ready for any math test I have. Michelle, it gave me a 10 out of 10 because the notes show more detail on the problem that I can understand better. Well, thank you for that, guys. Jason Sanchez, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I got to participate and understand more questions that I didn't know before. That's right. Helicia, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I didn't do good on my test and now I understand the concepts of the questions that I got wrong. So thank you. You're welcome. Angie, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me practice more problems. Yep. Andrew, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I noticed all my mistakes that I made on the test. Great. Haley, I rate, Kayla, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because I understand better of the math assessment. So when I get another test like this, I'll do even better, or the end of a year assessment. Jamie, I rate this a 10 out of 10 because it helped me understand the mistakes on the interim. And Anaya, a 10 out of 10 because it helped me correct my mistakes on the test and understand it much better. So we still got 6 minutes, folks. So for the next 6 minutes, you need to make sure your notes are turned in. If your notes are turned in, there's a lot of people in here that did IREADY and some of you didn't. It was due yesterday at 3:30. So you need to get your 150 minutes in by the end of today. I sent out a Parent Square message. I said it was due by Sunday at 11 a.m. those IREADY minutes need to be in. I know that some of you have some questions, so now I will